Summary of On the Edge and in Control. A proven 8-step program for taking charge of your life. By Deborah Bright. First steps to taking control. To take control, start by identifying the key factors that will lead to the results you want. First, clearly pinpoint your desired outcome, distinguish the key issues that affect that outcome, and then take action. The better a job you do at determining your key factors, the easier it will be to gain the results you want. As you begin to take charge, recognize that taking control is not the same as setting goals. Your goals are what you want to achieve. Gaining control, on the other hand, is about understanding the factors that can help you meet your goals. While total control is not possible, you can increase the amount of power you have by cultivating a true sense of control. Make sure the outcomes you want in the short term are consistent with the goals you want over the long term. Otherwise, you may create future problems by choosing short-term strategies that work well now, but will detract from a long-term goal. Avoid traps that give you a false sense of control. The 3 major traps are: 1. Falling into the rigid zone. You are too rigid if making rules and following schedules become central to your life. If adherence to a pattern of following rules and regulations is disrupted, the loss of control is apparent. 2. Getting caught in the dependency zone. Don't rely too much on external factors. Dependence on someone or something will induce a false sense of control. For instance, you may believe you are making things happen when it is someone else that is responsible, or you could find yourself forced into a position of authority by outside circumstances. 3. Stumbling into the blind zone. Don't close your eyes to certain information that you may have to confront later on. Avoid being too slow in recognizing that a situation is changing. Moving from being a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a large pond can do great damage to your self-esteem as you realize other people are as competent, if not better, at their jobs than you. These 3 traps often occur together. For example, imagine a boss who decides that his workers must carry out a task a certain way. He is unaware that this approach is not working and compounds the problem when he refuses to listen to other possible courses of action. The best way to avoid these traps is to follow these 4 guidelines. 1. Stay flexible. Remain focused on the end result, rather than being concerned with the best way to get there. 2. Become comfortable with letting go. This means eliminating the fight, so you don't work too hard on making things happen. 3. Give yourself more choices. Don't box yourself into a corner. Having choices keeps you in control. 4. Have clarity. Figure out which qualities or attributes have contributed to your past successes, so you can draw on them in the future. Get on top of things. You will have a feeling of control when you get on top of things. 4 dimensions of control will help you do this. 1. The big picture dimension. This includes your self-image, the overall quality of your life, your relationships with others, your health, and your career. The big picture will be different for everyone, but it will encompass your future goals and dreams, and where you think you want to be in a few years' time. This dimension is your long-term guidance system. 2. The daily progress dimension. This comprises the situations you encounter every day. Mastering this dimension involves feeling a true sense of control over your daily life. In everyday life, events do not always go according to plan, so this dimension requires daily evaluation. Think of it as your personal navigation system. 3. The damage control dimension. This helps you deal with and overcome negative situations, such as when you experience a disappointment, a job loss, or a health problem. Everyone needs a set of skills to overcome and deal reactively with setbacks. To learn how to bounce back from a problem, engage in personal, preventive maintenance, and repair yourself. 4. The energy allocation dimension. This is the way you allocate or direct your energy, using it much like the fuel in a car. Gain mastery over this dimension by recognizing what you can and can't control. Decide what you want to control, acknowledge how much control you need, and then determine how much energy to invest accordingly. Keeping promises. Acquiring personal responsibleness is another key to gaining control. It goes beyond just taking personal responsibility and accepting responsibilities that others give you, such as certain tasks to perform. It means looking deeply at how to use your energy to make a valuable difference. Don't just act proactively. Take it on yourself to make things happen unless circumstances beyond your control block you. Go beyond just examining yourself or pondering other people's opinions on what you should do. Rely on yourself. When you exercise personal responsibility at work, you make sure the work is completed efficiently and on time, you have your own internal standards of quality, and you pay attention to how your actions affect your colleagues. Additionally, you keep agreements and take control of what you say, so you don't hurt others with your words. You also distinguish between how you feel and how you act, so you can control your actions, regardless of how you feel. Becoming a pro-achiever. Having this personal responsibleness will help you become a pro-achiever. As a pro-achiever, you will take control of your attitude. This is not just your mindset, based on your thinking and beliefs. It also includes your feelings. You can change your attitude, because it includes preferences that influence your choices about what you like and dislike. Pay attention to your current attitude. Decide if it is working well for you in a particular situation. If not, you can change it. For instance, if you are in a bad mood, which is a surface emotional state, you can override it with your attitude, which comes from a deeper orientation. In the workplace, you will encounter people with a wide variety of attitudes. Some common attitude types include the negativist, who has a negative attitude, the entitlist, who wants to know what's in it for me, and the superficial optimist, who has an overly positive attitude and lacks critical awareness. By contrast, the best attitude is the pro-achiever, which incorporates several characteristics. It describes a can-do attitude and more. It includes some of the elements of the negativist, since the pro-achiever is willing to see all sides of a situation. If you are a pro-achiever, you are realistic, you see problems as challenges rather than obstacles, and you always act with a dual purpose. That is, you want to achieve exceptional performance and make a valuable difference. Additionally, you are proactive, so you pay attention to future known events, anticipate them, and plan how to react to them. You don't just react after the fact. To become a pro-achiever, assess where you are now, recognize how you are benefiting from your current attitude, decide what you want, and identify the limits of what you can control. Then, use multidimensional thinking to assess different possible actions and their effects. For example, determine how a task fits into both your goals and the company's goals. Finally, take action. When you can, help others develop an achieving attitude, as well. You can do this by using persuasive communication, setting an example, and praising others enthusiastically when they do things right. Take charge of your life. After you adopt personal responsibleness and a pro-achiever attitude, apply this orientation to the 8 steps you need to follow to take charge of your life. 1. Listen for what's not said. Recognize unspoken expectations, such as the hours employees should work, how they should dress, and whether you can disagree with the boss. To take charge, clarify these unspoken expectations. Turn them into spoken ones, so you can operate with more accurate information. For example, you will notice unspoken assumptions in the word choices people make, ask questions to bring them to the surface, or seek out information from those who are more knowledgeable or powerful. 2. Get on the same page and get in tune with others. Match your expectations to those of other people in 4 key areas: goals, work tasks and roles, work quality, and working relationships. Ask questions to clarify anything you don't understand and to ensure you don't fall into the trap of illusory control. When you do this, you will be able to perform more effectively, you will create more realistic performance expectations, and you can leverage your energy use by directing it more productively. 3. Think like a team player. Internalize the goals of your team so you feel a sense of fulfillment when the whole team achieves a goal. Learn to check your ego at the door, so you put aside your own narrow-minded interests and look at the goal from a group point of view. You should recognize that all members of the team are valuable and speak in terms of we rather than I. Detach yourself from the information and learn to make your ideas part of the team's collective structure. 4. Recognize that criticism doesn't have to hurt. By doing so, You will also recognize that criticism can be as motivational as praise, since it can help improve relationships, lead to change and result in a better performance. Whatever you do, you will never avoid criticism completely, but you can recognize that as the recipient of it you are in control. Learn to view it as a source of helpful information that you can use to achieve the outcome you want. 5. Keep your focus. Stay focused on two levels at the same time, the big picture or macro level, and on the everyday, short-term micro level. Balance both views, so you can focus on the particular viewpoint that's most appropriate in a particular situation or at a particular time. Leverage your energy accordingly. Set priorities and do the most important thing first. Control your thoughts and emotions to help maintain your dual focus. 6. Learn to keep your cool. Stay calm when a situation is tense. Try calming measures, such as using controlled breathing to help you relax. In a negative situation, don't speak first and think later. Don't release your emotions and learn damage control. You need to have a full set of quick changes at your disposal. Being flexible enough to rebound from negative situations will keep you in control. 7. Work with yourself, not against yourself. Use self-criticism in a positive way, as a kind of honesty forum, so you can look objectively at yourself in any given situation. Then, use the information you derive for self-improvement. This approach makes self-criticism empowering, rather than destroying your self-esteem. It helps build your confidence, and, in turn, your control in difficult situations will improve. 8. Learn to relax and re-energize. This way, you gain more energy to use for taking charge. Relaxation or meditation techniques can help re-energize. Find the time to learn and practice physical and mental relaxation techniques.